to the Pistons and the Magic. This is probably the most physical battle so far in the first round. And it's like that every year with the Magic. Whenever they play in the first round, when they played those last 2 years in the first round, both games were very physical. But the Magic fall to the Pistons 83-98. Pistons defense showed up big time as Cade led them with 27 points, 11 assists, followed by Tobias Harris with 16 points, 11 rebounds, big time rebounding game. Duncan Robinson, he had 10 points. Durn, 11 and 9. Then you had Amin Thompson with 11 points, 8 rebounds. I'm gonna give Isaiah Stewart some love. He played aggressive. He had a couple of blocks. He brought some intensity for the team off the bench in 16 minutes, 10 points. He had 5 rebounds, and he also had 2 blocks. So shout out to the big Stu. On the Magic side, we had 19 from Suggs, 19, 6 and 4, only 12 points, 2 from 11 from the field from Desmond Bain, unacceptable. 3 points from Wendell Carter, 1 for 6 from the field, 5 rebounds. He did get in some foul trouble. I think it was later in the third quarter, but he did not have a good game at all. Settling a lot for jumpers. Franz Wagner, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 from 11 from the field. Shot terrible as well. Paulo, 18 points, 7 from 17, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Man, what a game for the Pistons. The game started off pretty even. Pistons shot the ball pretty well early on. They did turn the ball over a lot of times. Magic could not buy a bucket. The Pistons, I believe, had like 6 or 7 blocks in the first half. And the story of this game was the third quarter, man. Third quarter, the Pistons outscored the Magic by 22 points, pretty much killing them, extending the lead. And the Magic just couldn't regain themselves. The lead got up to almost 30 points at one time. It was just abysmal. So the Magic ended up shooting 33% from the field, while the Pistons shot 46% from the field. Neither team shot. The Magic shot better from the free throw line. We just couldn't make enough. They both turned the ball over a lot. First game, the Magic dominated the paint. This game, the Pistons dominated the paint. 34 from 54 in the paint for the Pistons. Was had a lot to do with the game. Pistons got a lot of easy layups. They got a lot of points at the basket, creating turnovers, blocking shots, getting out on the break. And Cade Cunningham was virtually unstoppable. It's not too many guys that can really stop him one-on-one. I do like the matchup with him and Franz Wagner head up. I think Franz is a really good defender for him. I think he makes it tough on him. He doesn't really score that easy on Franz. But the Pistons and Cade, they do a really good job at just getting the mismatches he wants. And they make sure he gets the ball. When he gets it, he does not play around with the game. He's either going straight to the basket, getting straight to his spot, and he's getting a bucket. That's the one thing you got to love about Cade. No one can speed him up. His game is very smooth and fluid, and he has almost every move in the book. And he's an excellent passer. So it's when you have a guy like that leading your offense, it just makes everybody else around them better. Now, Jalen Duren, he didn't really have an excellent game. They tried to get him going a bit, but the real story of the game was just their overall team defense. I thought the Magic got sped up a lot by their defense, took a lot of fast shots. They made a lot of bad passes. Then, later in the game, I felt like this Magic team was playing a little selfish out there. A lot of times when guys were driving, they could have dumped it off to the big, or they could have kicked it out, and they forced it. And when you have that going on, you're not going to win. You're not going to come back on a team that plays excellent team defense. You're going to need everybody out there to be playing. So that's one thing that the Magic have to be better at. They got to be better at consistently playing team ball. And also, the game plan for the Magic, I'm not sure why we didn't come out the way they came out the first game. Paulo's first couple shots were him in the mid-post first game. Not so much the case this game. This game, it was a lot of him on the perimeter. Not a lot of times he was in the paint. When he was in the paint, posted or mid-post, something good happened 9 times out of 10. So I think we got to get back to that. Paulo had to step up and he had to set the tone. He had one moment in the game. It was like a series or two where he was very, very indecisive. He instead of him just going straight up to shoot, he's looking to pass. And you can't play like that in the playoffs, bro. Especially on the away. When we're away. When we're away, we're gonna need our guys to step up. And you're our guy, so you gotta step up. So for this Magic and this Pistons matchup, I thought that it was very physical. I think that the Magic already did their job by winning one home game. I mean, one road game in Detroit. Now all they have to do is defend home. And in the past, they played pretty well at home when healthy. If you recall back 2 years ago when they played the Cavs, they virtually blew them out every game at home. So if they can replicate that, then this Magic team should be moving on to the second round. But they gotta be consistent, man. They can't play one way one game and then switch it up and play differently a different game. And I just think that they gotta be consistent, man. But shout out to Cade Cunningham leading the way, just showing guys how good he really is. You know, I got a lot of flack early on in the year when I said I think he got more upside than Anthony Edwards, and he's kind of proving my point. Defensively, he can be better, but he did have a good block, and I just think he's a really good player. Hard to stop. He's very fluent. Like I said, got every move, can hit every shot, and he's just a dog. He wants it, and you can tell he wants it. But he does tend to have a lot of turnovers at times, but you would not expect it. You have to live with that when he's working with what he got. You know, there's nobody else that's really gonna get too many buckets. Tobias Harris did become a lot more aggressive in the second half. You know, I was in the NBA chat, become a member so you can lock in the NBA chat. We do be having live debates during the game. Everybody watches, and it's pretty lit. But, you know, I talked about how Tobias wasn't aggressive in the first half, and he was. But the Magic, you guys really should have capitalized on this game, man. First half, you were shooting about 20-something%, and they were shooting about 55%, and it was a tie ball game. But third quarter, you got outscored by 22, and that was murder she wrote, because fourth quarter, you end up winning it by 7. But that third quarter, man, you put yourself in that big of a hole, and you could not dig yourself out. So the series is now tied 2-2. Can the Magic take care of business at home? Offensively, they started to look a bit abysmal out there, but I think that they'll be able to clean it up and bounce back at home, because when that crowd's behind you, it's a ball game. But Paulo, you got to be better. The offense, a lot of this starts with you. A lot of it starts with you, bro. So that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.